Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel Mukesh Checkup. So in this today's video lecture, I'm going to discuss a practical implementation about the convolutional neural network that is known as CNN. So in my previous video lectures in the series of deep learning, already I had explained what is the convolutional neural network and what is the purpose for this one. So if you will look at my deep learning playlist, so there I have a couple of videos where I have already gave an introduction about what is deep learning, what is convolutional neural network, and what is the use of CNN. So let me give a brief introduction about the convolutional neural network. So basically the Geoffrey Hinton, that is the godfather of the deep learning, and they had implemented a nice feature, or I can say the algorithm for classifying the images or a category of the images using the CNN. So if you will see the convolutional neural network, here is the architecture wise. If you will see, so basically we need to identify, suppose I'm giving a multiple images to a model, or I can say network, and the network should enough capable to identify whether it's a cat or a dog, or based on the training phases we need to predict if we will feed some images, and based on the output again we are trying to get some input by if we'll give the some sampling test data set, then we will see the output whether that image contains to which category. So it says the category, basically it's a binary output, right? So let me go through the entire practical implementation of the CNN, how we can implement. So before that, just see this architecture guys here. So suppose the initially this was a image picture, right? So the first one is the input here. After that we have some if you will see the architecture wise, we have some convolutions. First layer is the convolution. So in the convolution layer we have multiple operations. So I would recommend go to the my deep learning series. You will find out like what is the padding, what is the stride, what is the filter, and what is the pooling. So type of pooling, whether it's a max pooling or average pooling, something like that, right? So coming on the architecture wise, then first layer contains the convolutions operations, and after that we have the pooling concept on that one, and after that we have the fully connected layer. So basically fully connected layer contains the input from the pooling layer, right? And after that we have a output layer, right? So output layer again also the flattening process is there, so I will explain in the practical implementation. So now let's go and deep dive into the practical implementation. So first of all, that here what we have to do, I just implemented the TensorFlow library and image data generator. This is the basically class from the Keras preprocessing image package. This is the class image data generator for generating the images. And here you can see guys, I'm using the TensorFlow 2.6, right? This is the very good basically compared to 1. So TensorFlow 2.0, it's a very powerful. Now coming to the data pre-processing part. So everywhere we are using in the machine learning or deep learning, everywhere you will see in the my series of videos. So I'm using some templates. So basically templates like some formats. So these formats actually we need to follow, right? So this is the pre-processing for the training set. So training set is useful when we will feed this input to the our network. So here what I have done here, so I created this basically reference for image data generator, and here you will see these are the some parameters, right? So like rescale the image, 255 is the pixel size, this is the zoom range. So basically we need to do some transformations over the image, right? But guys, just make sure these transformations are required only to the training phase, not in the testing phase. So let's assume, suppose we have deployed our model to the production environment. So that time we don't have such capability to transform the images. So it's similar to like if we are using a fit underscore transform method, right, on the training phase, but in the testing phase we are using only the transform, right, fit method only, right? So after that I have passed this parameter. So you can check in the Google in the Keras library. After that in the training set, what I did, because guys this is the data set which I'm using, that is actually a very huge amount of data set. So for that, what I have did in the train data, this train data gen, I'm just calling a method flow from directory, and this is the actually path where my data set is located, right? And after that, I'm giving the target size. So guys, this is actually image size 64 by 64. So you can try with multiple like 150 by 150, but that is actually taking a long time. So I just made it as 64 by 64. Batch size is actually batch size where we have to pass the number of images into the batches, right? And class underscore mode equals to binary, because at the end you will see in the architecture we are just getting a output, whether it's a dog or it's a cat, right? So it's a 0-1 format, right? Binary output. So when I compile, we can see like it's 8,000 images, and it's belonging to two classes. So class is one is dog and another is for cat. Same part which I did for the training set, I need to do for the testing set, right? So similar, you can directly copy the above code and paste here, and but here you can see the target size, base size, class mode, and here this is the different, this directory, because this is the test set. So test set contains different images. Apart from that, this is the completely same process. So this is the guys basically the data wrangling part where we need to do some transformation, or the technical term is we can say the image augmentation, or we can see the data augmentation, where we are applying some data transformation techniques on the images, right? So this is called as data augmentation. Now this is the very important part 2, where we need to build the CNN. So guys, if you haven't seen the my previous video on the ANN, artificial neural network, so basically CNN is backed with the artificial neural network. Apart from this, some few additional steps are there, but the entire process is the same. So here what I did, this is a sequential class. I created a object for that one, or we can see the references CNN. So guys, as I mentioned, first of all we need to create one convolution layer, or the convolution operations we have to perform. So for that one, there is a one class that is Con2D, that is the responsible for this all these operations. So that supports all kind of operations. So guys, here I'm just, if you will see the parameter of Con2D layer, you can see there are multiple parameters. So the required parameters I have passed here. So filters equals to 32. So guys, basically filter, it's we are trying to capture the inputs from the data. So what does that mean? We are giving a set of images, right? In the set of images, we are filtering those part, and we are actually getting the features. So I can say the feature metrics we are getting by applying these filters. And here is the kernel size, and activation function I'm using as ReLU. So guys, because we want to drop the linearity as much as possible we can do, and we are trying to achieve the non-linearity, so we are using this ReLU activation function. And guys, input shape, this is the required parameter where we have to pass. So input parameter, again I said we are using with here the colorful images. So the colorful images I like red, green and blue RGB channels, right? So I'm giving 64 by 64 into 3. So hope that is clear to you all. Now the next layer is the pooling, right? So pooling is the max pooling or average pooling. So guys, what pooling it will do, if you will see here, suppose this is a 6 by 6 matrix and I'm applying a 3 by 3 pool, the filter size here, and after that what I will do, when I will place a 3 by 3 filter on a feature matrix, so within that area whatever the maximum value would be there, I will be considering only that value, right? And I can say strides equals to 2. So basically what is stride? Again, just go in my deep learning series and check the particular video. So what is stride? So when we will fit a filter on a particular feature matrix, and we will, how much pixels we do we want to shift it right side, whether it's a 1 pixel or 2 pixel, right? So that is a stride. So this is the first layer completion. Now this is the second layer, guys. So it's similar to the entire the code compared to first layer, but the except the one thing we don't want to the input shape, because guys already if you will see, the first layer already contains the input format, right? So second layer don't want that input, right? Because input is already given to the first layer, right? Now again third process comes to the flattening. So basically why flattening is required? So basically flattening is a function, or we can say method. So basically it's transform the inputs which is coming through the pooling layer, right, which is coming through the pooling layer, and it will make a one dimensional array, right. So this is basically use of flatten. And after that we need to define, so the full connection. Full connection, what it will do, if you will see the architecture here, so the last layer, it would be the fully connected layer, right. So basically what fully connected layer it will do, fully connected layers, they will take the inputs coming from the pooling layer and it will process. So for that one we are using the dense. This is the class basically from the Keras layers, and units equals to 128. So guys, you can do a hit and trial here. Instead of 128 you can do the 64 or something like that, but I took here 128. So basically units 128, and activation again I'm taking as a value, right. So next part is the output layer. So in the architecture you will see the next part is the output, the final one, wherever we will get the output as a dog or a cat, right. So inside the output layer, see guys, so here units should be 1 because this is the binary, and activation function is the sigmoid function. So already I mentioned in the output layer, the activation functions most probably we use as sigmoid function, right. So now this is the part of training phase of the model, where we need to train our model. So first of all, just compile the CNN. So how to compile the CNN? This is the reference for that particular object. Dot compile is the method, and we are passing the required parameter. Optimizer equals to Adam, loss equals to binary cross entropy. Why? Because we are using the binary classification, whether it's a dog or cat. If we are using some multi-class classification, then we use different one. And matrix equals to accuracy, right. After that I'm just compiling. Compilation is completed. Now we are training this one, right. So guys, on which data set we have to train? Already we have a training set, right. If you will see in the above the pre-processing step, you can see the training underscore set, right. So on this data set we want to train our model. So I pass that one, training set, and validation data equals to test set, right. One is the training and where it will validate. So next parameter is the validation data, and epoch equals to 25. So guys, initially I took around some 50, and after that I reduced it to 35, and now it's 25. So I noticed a significant difference in that one, and 25 was the optimal, so I took 25. And you can use this one and directly compile. So you will see from the first epoch we are getting the accuracy as 67%, right. And after that somewhere in the middle it's reducing, and at the end you will see the accuracy, right, we are getting 90%. It's a very huge and very good, but somewhat we can see like we are getting the overfitting here. So that is the different problem, we need to deal with that one. But congratulations, it's a very high and very significant accuracy, we are getting 90%. So this is the time where we need to try to predict a single prediction for the image. So what we have to do, first of all, suppose we are passing a single image for the prediction purpose. So I need to load the image.load underscore image. So guys, from my local directory I'm just loading that image, and target size. So this is the basically dimension of the image, 64 by 64, and you can see this the image, we need to convert it to the array, right, because the output again whatever we will get, whether it would be 0 or 1. So we need to convert that particular image to array, and we are passing the test image. This is the image. And guys, again, so suppose you will see, because this is a single image, for example, suppose this is a single image, and now if I'll apply a filter size here, at the end you will see near to this cross, the filter would cross to that one, right. So somewhere it will go to the outside for that one. So just to balance it out, we are adding some different dimension on that one. We can see the fake dimensions on that one according to the axis 0. and after that we am calling just predict method cnn.predict and giving that test image, right? So this up to this one, this is fine, but what we have to do, we need to check whether it's a dog or cat. We need to show the output, right? So for that one, what we have to do, I'm just giving a if result. So guys, you can see the result cnn.predict, the outcome for this one I'm storing inside the result variable. So the result 0 of 0, that means the 0 is the first batch, right? Between the inside the first batch, what is the first array for that one, or the first index? If it is equals to 1, that means we can say this is the dog, or else we can say it's a cat. So let me run this one, and if we will predict, we can see whether it's a dog, and it was a correct prediction, guys, right? So what I'll do, I'm just putting this complete code to my GitHub directory. You can download from there, and dataset is a huge, I will give you reference, so you can again also download the dataset. And guys, CNN are very powerful. So nowadays, if you will see, CNNR is very in high demand, because everywhere, if you will see the if you are using the Android cell phones, where if you will using the photos, so it is basically categorizing the photos based on the people, whether it's this guy or someone else. So convolutions neural network are very powerful for the classification purpose. So please do a hands-on on this one, and keep just give a watch on my deep learning series, where you will see what is the padding, what is the edge detection, what is the stride, and what is the concept of pooling, when we need to use max pooling or when we need to use the average pooling, right? So thank you so much guys for watching my this YouTube video. Thank you so much.